New Brunswick's been growing like never before. At the last official count, there were 67,000 more people here than there were at the time of the last provincial election, including many who moved here from other provinces and who are working remotely.
We were living in a very small apartment in the middle of Toronto, and we were looking for maximum change, I guess you would say, and so this was a very logical move for that.
An even larger part of the growth is immigration, a boom that started before 2020. Many of those people have become citizens. It adds up to more potential new voters in this election than in any previous campaign.
I was glad that I was able to secure my citizenship just before the election. I'm really excited to vote for the first time.
So what we have seen in the last couple of months is a spike in the number of people applying to register so they can get on the list of electors. Every day we've had more people applying, but it's really hard to say what a final number is going to be until after the election.
These two categories of new voters could change the outcome of the election. Most of them are in New Brunswick's 4 largest cities, which gained 24,000 people between 2020 and 2023. Some of the 13 ridings in those cities are key battlegrounds, and rough math suggests that each of them will have an average of more than 1,600 new voters.
You'd assume, I think, that because some ridings in New Brunswick have been won with a less than 1,000 vote margin, especially in cities like Moncton that have seen a huge increase, I think that could very easily result in some surprises, yeah.
I moved in last year, and all of a sudden I'm helping to decide the course of the province's electoral body. Seems a bit quick, a bit sudden.
So who are these new voters? The political parties would dearly love to know how they're leaning. Akash Rabari says he's undecided, but on some issues, like taxes, he aligns nicely with the Progressive Conservatives.
If you want to be in power, just cut the taxes and let the people bring more home, so they will be happy and you will be in power.
When the current government promises to reduce the sales tax, is that something that sort of gets your attention, that interests you?
Yeah, definitely.
Tom Sosnowski has kids in school, and he'd like to see higher corporate taxes to pay for more classroom materials that he says teachers seem to run out of partway through the school year.
I think it really comes down to the individuals, but I would say there's probably more of a leaning towards, for me, NDP, Liberal, Green Party, just parties that I think are trying to look a little bit ahead of the curve.
In short, it's impossible to generalize about these new voters, except in one important way. Old patterns like voting based on where you're from, what language you speak, who your parents voted for, mean nothing to these new arrivals.
I think a lot of the political class in this province relies on name recognition, and that doesn't mean a thing to those of us who've just arrived. We could care less who your father was or, what your family last name is. We are looking for results. We're looking for character, and we're looking for policy proposals. And so I think that reliance on an old network of people that all know each other is folly when a lot of new people have moved here.